What is up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. With me, as always, is Steve. Special guest today as well, Chris. Rough weekend for the Reds, guys. Looking forward to a big match back after the international break against Man City. And Liverpool come out, give us a good show in the first half, and just absolutely crumble in the second half. We'll talk about it, get your opinions throughout the show. Of course, we'll just chop it up. Very informal. Just shoot the shit. How you guys doing this morning? What's up, Steve?
Could be better. I'm not great. I'm not great. And we had our post-match chat yesterday. I wasn't happy. My name today is Angry Steven. I'll try to keep it civil. But I'm not happy, dude. I'm like really worried. I'm really concerned. But I'm happy to be chatting with you guys this morning. Chris, how about you?
Kyle's start to the stream reminded me of Liverpool's start to the second half yesterday. A little bit stuttered and fumbled. No, I'm all right. I'm all right. I could be a lot worse, genuinely. I'm actually really happy I'm on with you guys because there'd be no other way to vent my frustrations. And I've got a lot of frustrations to vent, but I'm gonna try and somehow pluck some positives out of yesterday.
Hey, to be fair, I thought I saw the little "you're live" thing, and it was
Yeah.
just Angry Steven. That's what I thought it was. It was
Yeah,
just
because
that
that's
little vibe.
most important. They need to remind you before you go live that I'm not happy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Hungy7 here says it best. Steve, hello, darkness, my old friend. Dude, my initial thought from yesterday. Well, let's start with the first half. I was feeling very positive after the first half. We actually came out and played well. And Steve, you and I were talking about this yesterday. And Chris, I want to get your thoughts on this first. But we looked as if we were sitting back, letting Man City have possession and actually playing on the counterattack. And it looked like it was working. And then everything, game plan, everything just crumbled in the second half. What did you notice yesterday about the club?
My thing was not tactical. My feeling is it's not tactical. My feeling that it is all in there. Everything is in there. I don't particularly. There's a lot of things I can blame Jurgen Klopp for. I don't blame him for that yesterday. That is all on the players yesterday for me. As soon as Alvarez's goal went in, and it seems like it's been a consistent thing this season. Whenever we concede a goal away from home, our heads crumble. For mentality monsters, apparently. You know when we had that sort of feeling of inevitability 2 or 3 years ago that when we conceded, oh, we'll be fine. We're Liverpool. We get back into these games. Now it's a surprise. And I tell you what, I found a really interesting stat the other day, and I don't know where you guys will believe this. When was the last time? And I know it's not usually an often thing that happens, but when was the last time do you think Liverpool came from 2 goals down to win a game in the Premier League?
2017, 18? No idea.
I'm gonna. My gut told me the year we won the league. So what was that, 1920? But I'm guessing you're gonna tell me it was like 12-13.
1956.
Go for it's 2008.
Oh,
It's 2008, lads, and it was at Manchester City.
wow.
And Dirk Kuyt scored a winner. That was the last time.
Oh,
now,
legend.
I'm not saying it's a good thing to come from to be 2-0 down in the first place, but that's worrying a little bit. I can't lie. So now we have the demon in our heads. The 15 years, when we go 2 goals behind, it's done.
At least in the Premier League. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I mean, if we're in Europe, we've obviously seen a different story. But regardless, I think the mental side of it is absolutely correct because I use the example of when Madrid scored right after halftime in the first leg. Right after that happened, crumbled. Same exact thing. Same exact thing happened yesterday. We concede right after the break, and then we're just letting them walk the ball into the net. They're just letting them walk it in, dude. Steve, hit me.
Chris, I'm glad you mentioned that because I do agree. We could blame Klopp for a million things. I don't think that's on him yesterday. There are overarching things that he needs to change, but that 2-hour period of time yesterday, that's not on him. That is the players, whether it's effort, whether it's confidence, ability, whatever it is, I put that on the players, and we spoke about this yesterday. The other thing I want to mention, because you talk about how we haven't come back from 2 goals down in so long. 15 years, which is a great fact, by the way. We are absolute shit away from home this year.
Yeah.
Out of a possible, I don't know the exact number, 42, 45 points or something. Well, I think we have 12. It's unbelievable how bad we are away from home. I think we may be the worst team in the league. Aside from maybe a couple teams that are literally rock bottom, we are one of the worst away teams in the league. So,
3 wins?
yeah, I think something like that.
3-3-8.
It's unacceptable. Regardless of what it is, it's unacceptable. So, if any of us expected to win at the Etihad yesterday, the fact that we're now thinking about all of these things, we must have been crazy. That should be a guaranteed loss based on this season and our away form. I can't believe I expected anything different.
Well, that's what the first half did to me. I was expecting a battle at least. But
we looked scared in the first half, though.
Real quick shout out to Liz for the $5 super chat saying, "Hi, Chris, Steve, and myself. She's angry." I don't blame you, Liz. I really don't blame you. Let's go over to the chat here. Doug. Oh, Doug, always with the info here. Okay. Man United, or excuse me, no. Bournemouth, Madrid, City. I can't believe we lost to Bournemouth still, dude. We lost to Brighton 3-0. Brentford. It's just been a bad season. 5 wins and 16 in 2023 from Doug here. It's not funny.
Man.
It's terrible. Another super chat coming in from Morsheen here. This season, when we lose bad. We're done. So obviously, mathematically, there's still a chance we're going to finish top 4, and I'm optimistic. I really do think that we'll push. But coming back from an international break, going into Man City, your rivals, a match where form is supposed to go out the window, and then you come out and you just crumble like that. You know, as much as I want to analyze it tactically, I agree with both of you. I think the team just mentally didn't have it. And at some point, the players got to be held accountable, right? I haven't been on social media today, but a lot of times right after a match, players will be blamed for this or that or, you know, whatever the case may be. But then it kind of all comes back to the same thing. Not investing, don't have the right players in the midfield. We're old, lethargic. We can't keep up. Head-to-head in the midfield yesterday, Steve, I think that was the issue. The midfield battle is just Elliott, Henderson, and Fabinho gave us nothing yesterday. Not a damn thing.
Look, I didn't even think Fabinho was awful. Like the first few minutes were rough for him. Fouls, like
what we've across the face.
Yeah, what we've seen from him all season, he did that in the first few minutes yesterday. After that, I thought he was okay. But again, like he's not the solution to the problem there. I thought Hendo was okay. I thought Harvey was whatever, but we were just completely outmatched. Like that midfield could have played its best game yesterday and we still would have been outmatched in the midfield. So that's all I have to say. I don't think we played like god awful, but we were just completely outmatched everywhere.
Well, second half wise, the midfield did nothing to slow them down.
No, they didn't.
They had their way. They were just no press.
For once, lads, I think the midfield wasn't the biggest problem yesterday.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It was a problem. Don't get me wrong.
Awful, right? They weren't awful.
A problem, but like the fullbacks got bitched around by Grealish and Mahrez. Can we just say this?
Oh well, okay.
Like Trent Alexander-Arnold, I've been at it for a whole year. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Fuck me, does he deserve one? No. What is his attitude at the moment? It stinks. Before the Grealish goal, he was running around, fair play, pressing high, whatever. Sometimes you don't need to press as a striker when you're a right back because that left him exposed when Grealish was down the other side. Oh yeah, what's the result? Grealish scores. Mahrez, every time Robertson was trying to get tight. You don't always have to press. As you said in the first 20 minutes, Kyle, of the game, we sat back, we were compact. Rafa style, compact, you know? And it worked. It genuinely worked. We got them on the counter-attack. Jota was brilliant at keeping hold of the ball. Salah was as well. And we got the goal. And then as soon as Alvarez's goal went in, we just sort of seemed to like Moses and the Red Sea parted ways but not our midfield, not just our midfield, but our fullbacks. I think Grealish might have had the easiest game of his season yesterday because no one was defending him.
I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. And Steve was actually in the watch along yesterday, and the entire second half, I made it a point to just watch individual players for like 5 minutes at a time. So I just watched Trent for 5 minutes. The amount of space Grealish had, and the amount of times that Grealish just did what he always does, and that's cut back on his right foot, and Trent does absolutely nothing to stop it. In fact, Trent slipped once, like he wasn't expecting it. He was going to cut back on his right foot every single time. He made Grealish look like a freaking all-star yesterday, bro.
And I went into the game thinking, Trent can deal with Grealish. He's not like Vinicius, who's got this explosive pace. I was like, yeah, he can deal with him. Oh, well, how much of a dick was I made to look? It stinks. Physically, mentally, there's something going on there. I don't want him to become the next victim of Dele Alli syndrome.
Dude, that's a good point. Steve, what do you think about that, real quick? The Dele Alli point.
Ugh.
No, I mean, like, that's obviously a stretch. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Dele Alli
No. We'll
had a fall
see.
from grace.
We'll see, because he's only 8 months removed from an incredible season. So I'm not ready to go there yet. But I will say, the Mahrez and Grealish thing, it burns my core to see people dancing and dribbling around us. Passing, okay, that's fine. They did that too yesterday. But to see Mahrez and Grealish literally doing step overs for 20 of the 90 minutes those guys had the ball, doing whatever they wanted. Grealish cutting back on his right foot, big surprise, and dancing across the 18-yard box. Nobody touching him. Nobody putting a foot in, because if you put a foot in, he'll flop. Then you have a foul. So you're in this weird position where you can't cover them because they're great dribblers. You give them too much space, so you allow them to get the ball, and then they can have their way with you. Kyle, you said it right. And Chris, you did as well. That was really frustrating to see, but also they're given too much space. At what point do you deny them the ball and make someone else beat you? Make Gundogan, make him make something happen in the middle of the park. Yep. Those guys had the ball way too much yesterday and made us look like absolute clowns. And you're right, the wing backs were awful yesterday.
Part of me thinks that when they were passing in our box, it looked like they were passing in their own box. Like it seemed like there was 11 dummies there. Just
so easy.
Just little electric dummies just wandering around. Oh, you can have the ball. It's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, we'll let you score. Fuck no, mate. It was painful to watch.
Oh yeah, especially the I think it was the third and fourth goal.
Yeah,
where they just walked the ball in. Let's go over to the
Falafel
chat.
says, when do we ever see our lot dribble around people or carry the ball up the field? That's one of the things you definitely miss with a Diaz or that's going to take someone one-on-one.
I'll tell you what, though. One player I want. It's been a very, very, we have to talk about all the negatives at the start of the show. One positive thing, I think we saw the best of Diogo Jota again yesterday. The first time, I think, since his injury.
Goddamn time.
The way he held the ball up yesterday, it's very, very difficult to keep possession up front as against a Manchester City side. The way he worked the ball for that goal, exceptional. The way he carried the ball forward on the left-hand side, exceptional. But he was the only positive for me yesterday. It was just so bad.
I'll agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw from Jota, and honestly, without him, Salah wouldn't have got that chance. So
I liked what I saw from Salah yesterday overall.
Yeah.
I thought he looked dangerous up the middle too. Good finish. In a 4-1 loss, I think he was probably one of the better players, personally.
The last time we lost 4-1 to City, wasn't it that game where Alisson had to make 2 mistakes for them to score 4?
Yeah, I'd wipe that game from my memory.
And yesterday, I don't think there were any mistakes. It was just we played so bad.
Yeah, we just got bullied yesterday.
It was just a collective mistake.
Yeah, no, I think they were just like so much better yesterday. Like, I can't think of specific moments where I'm like, wow, I can't believe that happened. Like an Alisson blunder in the Real Madrid game.
Right.
Like, looking back yesterday, it's like, damn, that second half, it was like we were playing against you. Like, they were playing against U21s. It was insane.
I think what bothers me is that Klopp reached a point where he said, "Fuck it." He put 4 subs in at once. He just said, "Have at it, boys."
I think that was a very tactical sub for Chelsea. I think he was resting players for Chelsea, man.
Well,
because
let's hope so, because when they went out on that pitch, Ox was walking. Ox didn't do a damn thing, bro.
I don't blame him. What's he got to do? Like,
Yeah,
really,
no, I can't blame him either.
at the end of the day, I don't blame Oxlade-Chamberlain because he shouldn't be anywhere near that field anyway.
No.
Like, if I was getting paid 120 grand a week for the next 6 months, I'd be honest, I wouldn't give a shit. He probably mistreated. He could have played more when he was fit. And
True.
then now, oh yeah, I'm getting 20 minutes when we're 4-1 down. Whoopie do. Should be Carvalho there. That's my opinion. I don't know where he was yesterday or Curtis Jones, to be honest. But those would be the 2 players I'd be putting on ahead of them.
Were they on the bench?
No.
There's some weird stuff going on.
I know for a fact that Curtis Jones's injuries aren't all injuries. A little bit of, because I know someone who knows his family, and it's not all injuries. Something's going on there, I think.
Oh no.
You
heard it here first.
Yeah.
Nothing but red. What's going on with Curtis Jones?
Drama or stuff going on in his personal life? I think it's
personal things.
All right, then we don't need to discuss that.
Yeah, but like, it's not all injuries, so I don't want people to think he's injury prone, because I don't think he is. But yeah, the thing is, it's really weird what's happening with Carvalho. It for me, I understand he doesn't really fit. Yeah, like yet. But the only way he's going to fit is to mold that square peg into a round one and fit him in. Because if we don't do that, then we're going to let a real exceptional talent go to waste.
There was that point in the season, earlier this season, where he started like 2 or 3 games on the wing. Like back to back to back. He didn't do anything, but at least he was playing. Like Klopp was trying him out, and then of course he started in the midfield maybe like once. I don't know. But now he's just a ghost. I'm still going to stick by my take that I had a few weeks ago that I think he's right now more of that Minamino kind of player where there was an opportunity there. We got him for we didn't get him on a free, did we? Or did we?
No, it was like 8, 9, 6 million, something very low.
8, 9, 6.
I think it was sub 10. It was sub 10. I can't remember.
You're right. I was trying to remember because we tried to get him in the January window and then we didn't get it done in time. So I didn't know if it was on a free or not. But regardless, I still think it's one of those buy and flip situations. That's just me personally. As much as I want Carvalho to succeed, I feel like if he was going to be a mainstay in the team, we would have seen him. I mean, look at Gakpo. Gakpo's clearly in the plans to play. Man's played damn near every game.
Something happened because if you'll remember at the beginning of the season, he was getting subbed on every match. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe
I don't
know how many, but he was getting subbed on every single match. Something happened, whether it was a little injury, maybe Klopp saw something in his game, a vulnerability, but something happened, and you would have to imagine with all the injuries, Keita, right? Who else has missed time this year? Thiago.
Everybody.
Diaz, Nunez, Bobby. Everybody's been hurt. Jota. How can he not even sniff the grass? It doesn't make any sense. Something happened. And I don't think it's a flip situation. I think Klopp sees something he doesn't like or sees a vulnerability that is a liability. So it drives me nuts because you're right, Chris. This is one of those exceptional talents that you could see explode into quite a player. And we got him for next to nothing, which is so cool. And I feel like we're wasting it.
And also, it's not like he played at the start of the season and didn't have an impact as well. Like he scored goals. When he came on at Old Trafford, that game was abhorrent. But looking back,
Newcastle winner too.
The Newcastle winner, yeah. The game Bournemouth, he came on and scored. You know, there's pretty much everyone scored against Bournemouth, so I'm not going to say much about that. But like, he scored against City in the cup. Like, he's got something. He has got something, and it's just weird. It is just weird that we're still seeing. I don't know whether he was injured yesterday or not, but it was the Bernabeu that really pissed me off when he brought on Oxlade-Chamberlain for half an hour instead of bringing Carvalho on. I just don't see where the future planning is, and his substitutions yesterday, realistically, as I said, I don't blame Klopp massively, But if it were me, and I'm a very, very good football manager player, I'll have to throw it out there. If it were me, then I'd have thrown Darwin Nunez and Firmino on as soon as that third goal went in. As soon as that third goal went in. But he had to wait 15 minutes to do that. Why? Why? I don't understand.
Dude, has Carvalho been saccoed?
I hope not. I hope not.
No.
Did
No.
he do
No.
something?
Dude, is he 20? He's 20, man.
forgot
He
about
just
Sacco.
turned 20. He literally just turned 20.
Imagine how different the world would look if Sacco had stayed that year.
I
What would
freaking
be
love Sacco, dude. I don't know of anybody except Klopp who didn't like Sacco. God.
He was such a strange defender.
Yeah,
What?
he was awkward for sure. I just look at Carvalho and Steve, you said it. There's he's young, he's 20. There's so much potential there. What are we doing with him? Especially with Luis Diaz and like you mentioned all these players that have been out for so long, and he hasn't been getting any game time. You know, I'd love to look into that more and find out some more information.
Here's a quick fact for you. He's played less than 4 games worth of minutes in the Premier League. So 337 minutes in the Premier League. He's got 2 goals. That's a goal more often than every other game. So you're right, Chris. He does produce when he comes on.
It's mental.
It's crazy. That's why I think there's something else.
There has to be. Or
I don't know what.
is it an injury? Is it the club protect? I don't know.
Well,
But
why if it's an injury? Because I think about this too. Why are some players' injuries protected and then others not? Like we haven't heard anything about this developing Thiago injury. We initially heard it was a couple weeks, and then now he's out for longer. But I don't. Sometimes Matip will get injured, and I don't even know. He just won't be in the lineup one day. I'll be like, "Where's Matip?" It's like, "Oh, he's injured." Oh, news to me. Jesus.
it's a
So I
weird
don't.
communication line, isn't it, between the fans, the manager, the manager, the board, the fans. It's a little bit of a skewed communication line. I don't really know. Especially, I have to say, on the transfers, I think it's been a really positive thing for us not to know anything because that also means that no one else does. But everything else, it just feels a little bit weird. Like, why are you telling us, say Thiago is going to be injured for 6 months? Why are you saying he's going to be out for 2 weeks, for example?
Optimism, maybe. I don't know.
Delusion,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
It is weird.
It's a magic trick. I already said it. I don't expect to see Thiago again.
He's back in full training next week, isn't he? Apparently.
I've heard that. I've already heard that before. So
To be fair.
we'll probably see him, but I'm expecting to see him very, very little for the rest of the season. And if he comes back, that's great. But I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and gets injured again.
Yeah,
So that's the reality.
true.
I still find it astounding when we look at the just sheer volume and in like just the injuries thing. We are harping on the negatives, but hopefully you guys can find some you guys in the chat, you can find some comic relief with this because it's actually hilarious how wrong everything is going at the moment. But how do we keep having so many injuries? Why is everyone injured? Why? What's the issue?
I think with Thiago, we knew what we were getting. And that's why we got him at a cut price. 100%. When you got Thiago, I think it's worth paying it £20 million for a player that you can get 30 games a season out of, that he's that good. That's just the way it is. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes as to how we're seeing players like Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain repeatedly getting muscle injuries all the time. Joe Gomez, I feel really sorry for him for his injuries because they're really horrible long-term injuries. I don't know, but there needs to be a tweak, clearly, because it's not working and players continue to get injured.
I mean, we got some takes here. We got the training regime, cage fighting and training very well could be. I mean, it's got to be training. It's just got to be the intensity of training. But
I don't think so.
What is it, Steve?
I think there's a couple bad eggs. Ox and Keita. Keita is injury prone. Ox as well, but Ox, it all started with major injuries. Gomez, major injuries. Matip, injury prone. Thiago, Chris, you're right. Injury prone. We knew what we were getting. Milner, Hendo, Bobby, they're getting old. That's the reason there. I don't think it's training. I don't think it's any of that. It's we have a few folks that are injury prone. We need to refresh the squad and get younger and get folks that aren't injury prone. Like it can't just be the system. It can't. The system is not why Diaz has been out for 6 months. There's no way. Think about that, dude. Like
Yeah.
the system is not why Jota's hurt every year. It's because Jota's hurt every year, no matter what. It's just we're buying players that are injury prone. Maybe we're always looking for that bargain. Like Jota was a great signing when he's fit, but how often is he fit?
But like, how can you gauge? Because all right, Diaz and Jota both had ligament injuries. That's why they're out for so long. Okay,
Right. That's why I'm saying it's
gauge
not the
that.
training. It's not the training.
Right. And you saw Diaz the way he got injured. It didn't even look like he injured himself. That tackle with
He kept playing.
Partey or whatever the hell his name is, and he just goes down. You're like, damn, okay, he knocks knees or something. He's out for 5 months. You're like, what?
I'm just going to have a look at Naby Keita's injury record before he played.
Oh, if you want a good laugh, go look at it.
That's the funniest thing of all time. We've done that here, Chris.
Have we already?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh my goodness.
Malaria.
It's like
there's
malaria,
diseases on there.
Knee.
But before he came to Liverpool, the Austrian Bundesliga 30 games, the Bundesliga 29, the Bundesliga 31, the Bundesliga 27. So not fit all the time, but fit most of the time. Then you see in Premier League 25, Premier League 18, Premier League 10, Premier League 23, Premier League 8 this season. Last season, he was probably the fittest he's ever been. And that's why I came into this year thinking, oh, give him a new deal, see how he goes right. Now. Now, fucking, where is he? What's happened? He got injured again in international duty.
Just now, yeah, it's crazy. Chris, I got a question for you.
Go on.
With this,
Steve, and remember, you can share your screen.
Yeah, I'm not going to share my screen for this, but
what's on it, bro?
maybe. But listen, question for you: do you think because of this, since we're on the injury topic, we should go and get a player like? It doesn't have to be this exact player, but Ruben Neves as one of our signings because he doesn't miss matches. He's always fit. He plays 35 to 38 games in the Premier League every single season.
When we spoke a lot about Wijnaldum and when he left, a lot of people said one of the greatest abilities he had was availability and consistency. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was very much an advocate of Wijnaldum leaving the club because I thought in this last season, I thought he was dreadful and one of the culprits as to why we didn't perform well. But what I think a lot of people said we didn't replace Wijnaldum, and I think they're sort of half right. We didn't replace a player like Wijnaldum at his peak. Now, Ruben Neves potentially, yeah, James Ward-Prowse maybe, someone of that ilk who you can rely on to consistently be fit, but then you just never know where they're going to pick injuries up from. As you saw there, the dramatic increase in injuries we saw from Keita. Yeah, he missed 10 games a season, fine. Now he's missing 25. I don't know whether you could scale it. It's a really, really difficult one. But I'd be obviously looking at durability. And to be honest, if Southampton do go down, I'd be all over Jimmy Ward-Prowse, I have to say.
I think a lot of teams would.
Probably
Chelsea probably going to try to buy at least 10 more players this summer. So I think James Ward-Prowse is definitely on the list.
And I saw the links to Conor Gallagher for us this morning.
Dude, we're linked with Conor Gallagher. All right.
This is where we are now, lads. This is where we are, by the way. we are mid now.
Yeah, we're back to being mid. Conor Gallagher. Mason Mount, I honestly think would be a very, very slept-on signing. I've always loved Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount is extremely talented.
Give me all of them. We'll take all of them. But I think a player like Ruben Neves, again, I just use him as an example because of his age. He's 26. We already know what he can do. He's proven in the league. And he's fit.
Yeah, just
if anybody else fits that criteria, let me know. We would take them. But, of course, the other thing I want to ask you, Chris, is Are we getting Jude Bellingham?
Oh, whoa, no.
The answer is yes.
The answer is no, in my opinion. I think we fucked it for ourselves. I think
With the Champions League stuff.
and just the way that what self-respecting wonder kid looks at Liverpool and thinks, I want to go there right now. There's so many better options.
You know what keeps throwing me off real quick, Steve? And then I just want to throw this in there. It keeps throwing me off that I keep seeing all the social media stuff that he's like real close with Hendo and Trent. So in my head, obviously that means nothing. But I look at that and I'm like, all right, we're still in there. We're still in there, boys. You know?
Right, Christ, yeah, right. It'd be like I'm trying to, trying to get with Margot Robbie, for example, and I just
let us know if you do. By the way,
I keep liking her Instagram posts, man, and I will get there one day.
You're in there.
I'm in, right? However, there is, I don't know, Brad Pitt there. I don't know who's a good looking bloke. Davide from Love Island. That's one, right? And he's available as well. Why would she choose this? All right. Why would she?
You're treating yourself like you're Stevenage or something or Ipswich Town, man. This is like
I understand Liverpool are a massive global entity, but they're a club in transition. And unless Jude Bellingham seriously wants to be, and this is the only way I could think Liverpool are selling this, to be the figurehead of this transition, to be the Gerrard of this new, that's the only way I can see him being convinced. But Manchester City and Real Madrid, and we can't offer the financial packages that United or Chelsea can either. We can't offer even Arsenal, for example. Who's counting Arsenal out of this? Like,
I can tell you, he's not going to Arsenal.
Yeah, I'd be very.
We shouldn't count him out completely, but he would be crazy to go there.
Could you imagine if he signed for Arsenal, dude?
Dude, you're right, Chris. The way it works is, hey, Jude, and I think Jude is above his time, ahead of his time. I don't think he's a wonder kid like Haaland that's going to go, okay, who's going to pay me the most? Where can I win the most trophies? You know, it's more so, I think Jude is ahead of his time, and he could be viewing himself as a Gerrard.
So you're banking on that, like Chris was saying, that he's being sold as the face of the transition for Liverpool.
And I think that's what he wants.
Okay.
I think he wants to be an English star and a club icon. Global club icon. Go ahead. Put Jude Bellingham in the Real Madrid midfield. He's surrounded by guys of his caliber. He may be the best one. What's that?
That would be a filthy midfield.
Right, but like, think about it. Who's still there that's old? Cruz, Modric. Then you got Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, all these guys. He's just another piece to the puzzle.
So
bring him to Liverpool. Let him learn from Thiago and Hendo. He becomes the next Gerrard. Give him the number 8 shirt. The stars have aligned. The stars have aligned, and we've shot ourselves in the damn foot because we're not going to qualify for top 4. So if we miss out on him, it's on us, Chris, like you said. It's all on us. If we were second in the league right now, 100% he'd be coming. But we don't know because we suck.
Basically.
Go ahead. Take it away.
God, man. I
really
don't want to. Dude, I don't want to. All right. Here's the thing. If you look at Liverpool this season and you say, oh, we're not going to get the players we want because of our poor performance and that kind of thing, then you got to say the same thing about Chelsea, because Chelsea are in 11th now or 10th or whatever they're in.
Money!
I know money.
Here comes the money.
Like we don't have money either. It's not like we don't have money either. It's just, are we willing to spend it? Are we willing to give these players money? Now, to our credit, and this is me being an optimist, we are willing to spend it. Okay, we're willing to give players more money. Look at the Salah deal. We'll extend contracts. Fabinho, Van Dijk, Trent. Like, we give these players. We have a lot of players up near the £200,000 a week mark. If Bellingham comes, what's he probably going to want? At least what? What do you think? We'll give him like 150?
Probably, but then
we can give him that. That's That's
No,
really not that much.
he deserves 200. I think.
He deserves it. That's fine. The man's 20. Okay, he could get a 5-year contract at that with bonuses and stuff. And then if he wants to get that big payday by the end of his contract, the man will be 25. He could go and get $400K at Madrid if he wanted.
More. They gave Griezmann 800,000 at Barca.
Yeah, look at Barca.
880K a week.
Look at
Griezmann.
Barca. They're literally crumbling. They don't know what to. The worst financial decisions.
Dude, they're gonna get Messi back. Watch, it's insane.
Makes
that whole dude. Barcelona to me has become like they're just not in the conversation anymore. That club has changed so much in the last 2 years with the financial stuff, with Messi gone. It's just like I don't even view them as like Barca anymore. It's so weird. It's like they're just a shadow of themselves.
But they're absolutely bossing La Liga, which is
I know.
really weird.
It's so crazy.
So weird.
Because Real Madrid, you'd think, oh, they've got a free run at it nowadays. Xavi's done an amazing job, I have to say.
He has.
That's what we need to do. Like Barca are crap in Europe since over the last like 2 or 3 seasons, right? But they're great in La Liga. That's what Liverpool should be doing right now. We're out of every other competition. We should be up in the top 4, battling for the title, and we're just not. We're just not doing it.
Suck.
We have. Would you say? All right. Let me ask you this, Chris. Would you say we have more quality in the side than Barca do right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, would you agree? Quality, just player.
Yeah. Yes. But here's the thing. Here's the one thing I want to add, Kyle, before you continue.
Okay.
They got Robert Lewandowski. The guy is an absolute machine. You can put him anywhere; he'll just score 1 million goals. That's where their success is coming from right now. It's 17 goals, 6 assists in 23 league matches. He's a monster.
Yeah, but then you also look at the defensive. They've conceded. I still think they're in single figures for conceded goals in the league, which is exceptional.
Wow. It is exceptional.
They also have a great keeper. So.
We have more quality than the vast majority. I looked at our bench yesterday and looked at Man City's bench. Realistically, City had Silva and Laporte, and that was it. Our bench, we actually had some options on it. And that, I said on my stream, I almost said, do we actually have a better bench than City? Because if all players were at their peak, then we would be, but we're just not. No one's clicking. Nothing's clicking.
I'll say it again. We have quality players. And Steve, you said it yesterday. I actually went back and listened to our match reaction. You said it perfectly. You said, we have top quality players. So you're going to see flashes of good play. And that's when you see these wins that come in the league and everything. But and as Chris said, nobody's clicking. So as a team, as a unit, as a system, we're not good. And so it seems like we're playing poorly, but we still have quality players.
And by the way, I'm going to throw this out there straight away. We're beating Arsenal next Sunday.
Oh, I think so.
I'm absolutely. I've said it even when we were 4-1 down yesterday. I am convinced. I'm utterly convinced we're beating Arsenal on Sunday, but we'll lose to Chelsea. I
think
we can win both. To be honest, I really do. I think.
We can't. We can do anything. It's just a matter of, are we going to? We're capable.
At Anfield, it just seems like the mentality is different. Like seriously.
Oh, of course.
It's so. Obviously, there's going to be an advantage to playing at home, but realistically, I can only think of several really bad performances at home: Leeds, Chelsea, Palace at home, Brighton at home. Probably the worst 4 all season. So, and then that's 4 poor performances where we only won 3 games away from home in general. Like, realistically, we've got a fantastic home record, which is why we're still even in any form of conversation for the top half, let alone the top 4. So, realistically, I just think if we can channel some form of energy from the Anfield crowd or whatever they do at home to an away game, there is capability in this team. We beat Man United 7-0. Like, these players are no mugs. But it's in there, not in their feet. It's all in there. It's a mental issue, which is so strange for a team that was so mentally strong.
You think it's mental fatigue?
Massively. One big part of it is, yeah. And another part of it is not really having that connection that they once had with, say, Mane and Wijnaldum and whoever else who was playing regularly. It just doesn't feel like it's all there yet. And I do think we'll be better next season, by the way. I do think.
Oh, of course. No,
I can't. I wish I could hit fast forward and we could
next
just
season
skip.
we're gonna be back to what we were last season.
I don't want to watch the rest of these games.
Yeah.
I want actually, as a matter of fact, I would like to let the games happen and then watch Luis Diaz and Thiago highlights once they come back. Those are two players I haven't seen in a while that I'd like to watch. Everybody else, I could care less. I'm ready to move on. I want to see us get some new signings in the summer. I want to see some of this dead meat walk, trim the fat, get them out of here. I want to see a new kit on these boys, and I want to see us going out the second week of August for the first game of the Premier League season. Like, if I could just fast forward 5 months, it would be so beautiful. But that's what I want.
Yeah.
100%.
As soon as that Madrid game happened, I felt exactly the same.
Yeah, if we're going to go trophyless, let's just get healthy and get a new squad and start fresh.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not how it is.
I think what scares me the most, boys, and obviously it might be beneficial in the long run, but Liverpool ultimately should always be playing Champions League football. When you think about the possibility of us not finishing top 4, which again, I still think we're going to finish top 4. It's going to be a battle, but we are. Not playing Champions League football next year. That hurts. That hurts. The last time that happened was 16-17.
Didn't play any. Would you guys rather Europa League or no European football at all?
Europa League, 100%. What? I don't understand why the Europa League gets such a bad rap.
I also kind of.
I'd say none. I'd say probably none.
That's so pretentious. Why would you not?
Because I would want to just put all our eggs in the league basket.
Oh, okay.
Fair. But it depends what day you ask me. I don't want to sound like an asshole.
Well,
but I only want to win the big ones. If Europa League is huge, don't get me wrong.
Jurgen's only won some trophies once. He lost in the Europa League final. We have unfinished business in that trophy, man. We'll be lucky to get that, to be honest.
So let's go there. Let's go. Let's purposely finish 6th.
Yeah, mate. Would I take 6th now? Would I shake on it? Absolutely. 100%. I would. I struggle to see where we finish. Do we? There is teams that are in 7th and 8th. To be honest, right? Yesterday was the first time I actively cheered for Bournemouth beating Fulham. Actively. I was buzzing. Bournemouth 90th minute. Fulham would have gone, level on points or above us. Brentford and Brighton drawing. What a perfect result for Liverpool Football Club. Unbelievable. Isn't it sad?
Yeah, I was just thinking, how are you even watching Fulham and Bournemouth? I couldn't bring myself to watch that game.
Isn't it sad? It's really sad. But that's because Fulham are our competitors now.
Yeah. God, please. Who's got 2 games in hand on us? Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Oh, by the way,
Brighton have 2 games too?
I think for the first time in a long time, I'm actively cheering on Man United today as well.
Who are they playing today?
Newcastle.
Oh yeah, you 100%.
Live on the Stolage channel later, by the way, if you want to come over.
Hey.
I
can't believe that somehow Steve is a rational guy here and you're the one who lost the plot. I'm going to come back after the Arsenal game.
Hey, it goes back and forth.
Thank you. Is that a compliment?
Yeah,
no. That's a compliment or an insult, really.
Yeah.
So Hungy will always leave comments after the fact. Most of the time, he'll like criticize you, Steve. But I think that's the whole point. Like, he criticizes your takes a lot. But then today he's criticizing my take. And I'm not sure if he's talking about my take on like playing Europa League. Like, what's wrong with that?
I love Europa League, man.
I just want to watch them in Europe. What's so wrong with
Dublin,
that?
Lads.
No, you're right, Kyle. The more and Chris, I want to see him in Europe. I'm not ready to accept the Europa League thing yet. So you got to give me some time to come along.
Let me play both sides. You're absolutely right. We should, as Liverpool fans, with this quality and this coach and the success we've had, we should never be okay and accept, and the players shouldn't either, let alone us. We should never accept Europa League. But look, at the end of the day, you got to just roll with what the team gives you. And so I'm going to be excited for Europa League if they're in Europa League. I mean, that's just my mindset.
It's tough.
Oh, Conference League. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. That's where I draw the line.
Dude,
We've
it's
never won it,
tough.
lad. We've never won
We
it.
never
Come on.
won it.
That's right. That's right. But listen, it's tough because we still have Jurgen. We still have Virgil. We have Mo. We still have Hendo. We've made big signings in the attack. We had the best fullbacks in the like. We still have the same squad, right? Like, how can we not finish top 4? Just even top 4? Because think about the other teams that we're battling: Newcastle, Fulham, Brighton, Tottenham. They're in shambles. Their manager's gone. It's insane. Chelsea, worst season ever for them. Like,
Wait.
and we're
Didn't they
still
finish-
not top 4.
No, dude, I'm telling you, didn't Chelsea finish 10th after they won the league?
They did, but this is worse than that.
I
Like,
agree.
This
This
is
is because
so
they're
bad.
just, again, they've spent $1 billion. They're just a shell of themselves. There is no chemistry there. Want to talk about no
Zero.
chemistry? There you
And
go.
to be honest, right, it's sort of like Schadenfreude, the fact that Chelsea are doing so shit and that Everton might have potential go down. If Everton go down, I don't give a fuck what Liverpool do. It's a great season. It's amazing. In
Yes.
fact, it's beautiful. However, maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but it would make up for a lot of what's happened. The thing that what makes me wonder, and I've discussed this with my friends as well, is that I think the Premier League this season is the worst quality it's been in a long time.
Okay, I can agree with that.
In a long time. And I'm not saying this because Arsenal are winning it, because I think they've been exceptional. And I think any other season they'd be challenging in the way that they're playing. But the reason they are so far ahead, what has happened? Man City have not been it. They've not been at it. Man United are in transition, are in third. As Steve said, Tottenham are so bad and they're fourth, right? We're seeing Newcastle, who again are in transition, are in fifth, and still play the likes of Dan Burn and Sean Longstaff in their team. They shouldn't.
It's
be there.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable who they put out there every week.
Brighton doing exceptional. In fact, I'd probably say they're one of the favourites to get top 4 now. Right?
I think Brighton have been the best team this season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and say it. I'll say it.
Brentford again, brilliant the way that they're doing it, but they shouldn't be in 8th. They shouldn't be in 8th or 7th or wherever the fuck they are. Fulham just came up. They're still employing some absolute bums in their team, and we're seeing Liverpool and Chelsea fall off. The teams in the Premier League have regressed, and it's a bit of an issue because the amount of money that's been pumped into the league, it is a problem. It is a problem. But to be fair, then I say this: Manchester City are still in the Champions League, Chelsea are still in the Champions League, United are still in the Europa League, West Ham are still in the Conference League, and they're doing shit as well, by the way.
Wow,
Like,
West Ham are still in it, huh?
The league is mental this year.
So what's the rules with, so like if you win the Europa League, you're an automatic bid into the Champions League. What's the rule with the Conference League? How does it work
the
there?
Europa League.
Okay, so it's just up there, and you can
Not even worth it.
you can
Because all our players will get hurt in all those matches. So
can
not
you
even worth
finish
playing in the Conference League.
So Conference League is only 7th, correct?
Yeah.
And if you
And
finish
League Cup
8th, is
winner.
there a play-in?
Man United won the League Cup, so they so if we finish 7th, we'll get it.
Do you get a playoff if you finish 8th?
No.
Okay. Because y'all remember back when Burnley had a playoff for the Europa League?
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
you remember that? Burnley
do.
could have been in Europe.
I
Oh
do.
man. Well,
Bless them.
technically they were, but
It's gonna be mental if West Ham get relegated but win the Conference League. Like,
wow.
So
Has
they'll
that
be
ever
playing-
happened before?
yeah, Wigan won the FA Cup and they got relegated in the same season.
Wow.
And they
Crazy.
imagine you have to play 46 games in the Championship and then add the Europa League to that.
It is so tough to get out of the Championship, dude. It's probably the most evenly balanced league. Everyone's good, but just want to take a second to thank everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys go check out Chris's channel as well. And Chris, thanks for being with us. Let's go over and see what people are saying before we close it out here. So Hungy was saying, he was talking about Arsenal. Okay.
I
So
will beat them.
I
I
think we could beat them.
think we will. I'd be putting money on it. And I think we'll do City a massive favour as well. I think City might go on and win it because we beat Arsenal.
I think I'll bet on Liverpool next weekend.
Oh, don't do it.
Well, I bet on Fulham yesterday. What a joke.
So what does that tell you?
I win a lot. They should have won that match yesterday. They should have won that match yesterday. If you're being superstitious, that's fine. Chris, I'm confident with you, man. We're going to beat Arsenal next weekend.
Seriously,
so
it's Anfield, bruv. It's Anfield. Some of the best teams in the Premier League history have never passed the Anfield test. You telling me Arsenal are up there with the best in the history of the Premier League? Nah.
No way. When I look at their lineup, they just play well as a team. Look at their lineup. I'm like, if you put them side by side on paper, we should win 4-0. But they're just playing well, and we're shit.
Well, that's the difference between having a good team and good players, right there.
Oh shit! Rodgers is gone.
They fired him?
He's left. Yeah, he's gone.
Like he resigned?
A mutual agreement with Brendan Rodgers that they will see him leave the club after 4 years.
Pick him up.
Yeah. Oh man.
They had to do it. Though.
Wow.
They had to do it.
Yeah, they've been so bad, dude.
It's about time. It's about damn time. God.
I've seen a lot of reports linking him with Spurs as well.
Oh.
That would stink.
I could see it. I could 100% see that. But how do you... This is what I don't understand about management. You can do so bad and get a promotion.
It's the only sport where that happens, by the way. It does not happen in other sports. It's just football. There's 30 guys that just rotate and just get passed around.
Yeah.
Nobody takes a chance on anybody.
Chris is going to say, is it a promotion?
Yeah. If you look at him, the job overall he's done at Leicester, I'd say he's earned a job again at a higher level, maybe not that top level.
Well, he won the FA Cup, right?
And realistically, he fucked it because they should have been in the Champions League twice, 2 years in a row, and they lost it 2 years in a row on the final day. That hurt Leicester. If they got in the Champions League 2 years in a row, I think we'd still be talking about them as one of the top six now. But they are in trouble, and a lot of people say they're too good to go down. You're never too good to go down, never. And if they do go down, Maddison, Maddison,
Tielemans.
I'd rather have Tielemans.
I'll have both.
But who cares? Give me somebody. I will say this: if I was, what's that?
Face, the centre back who scored the own goals. I'll have him. He scores for us.
We'll take him.
Yeah,
he's got the most goals for us in 2023, or whenever that was.
Yeah.
I can't believe we won that game and didn't score a single goal. Oh my god, that's crazy.
We had one shot on target yesterday, Chris. In case you're wondering.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
It's so bad.
Total.
We're so bad. We are so bad.
It's crazy.
Oh, Harvey Barnes actually, he can be a nice backup. We don't need.
We were linked with Harvey Barnes for a minute.
Don't
I think Klopp liked him, but
give me a left-footed right winger. If you're not going to play Harvey there, that's the only place I could see us needing somebody. Left-footed right winger.
I wanted Ndidi for the longest time, but I think he's fallen out of favor over there.
He's done a Fabinho big time. He literally fell off.
Yeah.
Well, how long can you really stay motivated at Leicester? Especially after what's happened. How long can you stay motivated there? The only meaningful games of his season are when he plays for his country. That's it. Leicester are in shambles.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I don't know, man. If you're getting $1 million a season, $5 million a season, I'd stay pretty damn motivated.
Yes,
$5 million? Is that what he's making?
No, I don't know. I'm just usually most players will make between like $1 million and $5 million a season in the Premier League. I feel like, unless you're like a Bournemouth or a Fulham or something like that.
Oh, they got money now, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Michael B. Jordan's there, isn't he?
What's that?
Michael B. Jordan's at Bournemouth now.
Oh my God, is he?
Yeah, he's like one of the co-owners.
Oh wow, dude!
He's got some serious dough.
Yeah,
he's got money.
Yeah. To be fair, they got some great players in there, and they might stay up. Imagine if they. I can't believe they might be one of the worst teams ever to stay up. They are bad.
Bournemouth is usually are not one of the teams that come up and then spend big. Like Fulham always do it. Seems like, but Bournemouth, like I feel like, okay, there's probably better players on there, but like Philip Billings and Dominic Solanke, I think are really good players. That's just me. That's it though.
Yeah, you
I
can
couldn't
have that. I
name
don't
another
agree,
player.
but
Mepham? What's his
Oh,
name?
he's crap. Don't. He's shit.
Oh, he's Welsh, isn't he?
Yeah, he don't. No, he's
Yeah.
shit. He's shit.
they all suck. Literally, they're all
They
horrible.
signed a couple of Football Manager wonder kids though. So big up Bournemouth.
In like a few FIFAs ago, Mepham had like one of the. Is that how you say it?
Mepham, yeah.
Mepham. He had one of like the best potentials. It was
I
like,
know. I don't know what fucking game they were watching.
yeah,
He's
man.
awful.
Yeah, but we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Do you have any closing thoughts? We'll start with Steve. It's been a rough weekend, man.
It's
What are
been
we
a
looking
rough
to do?
year. I
Yeah,
feel like I've gotten a lot older this year.
you look a
Thoughts?
lot older.
Thanks, man. I mean, yeah, thanks. Give me Diaz back. Bring Thiago back. I don't care what happens. We'll see. I got nothing left in the tank, man. I
Chris,
got no
what about you,
excitement.
bro?
I'm not going to get up for any games for the rest of the year. I'll be watching them, but I won't be up for them, you know? I'm just going to watch quietly, be sad and angry.
Chris.
My thoughts are that we have to dust ourselves off. We have to go again if we're going to get the Conference League this year, which we all want. And we're gonna have to pull out all the stops. Really, I worry for Chelsea. I worry for the Chelsea game. I really do. I don't worry for the Arsenal game, and I keep saying it. We'll beat Arsenal. I'm going to the game myself. We're gonna have them. We're gonna have them, lads. And I'm feeling good about that. But yeah, thanks once again to you guys. I really appreciate being able to come on.
Absolutely.
And great talking to you all as always. And also come over and join the new Man United Newcastle game later. So we're actively cheering on Manchester United for once.
Let's go. What time's that at?
That'll be at 4:15. We're starting
4:15.
UK time. So I don't know what time that is your time, but
11:15.
11:15.
Yep.
So you're 5 hours behind. Okay,
5 hours
Correct.
behind. Yep.
there we go.
So, but yeah, guys, I appreciate, honestly, Chris, thank you so much for coming in. Steve, always a pleasure to have you guys on. And everyone who tuned in and commented throughout, we appreciate you guys. You guys keep the channel rolling. Make sure you slap a like on the stream if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend. And guys, until next time, take care.